A neighborhood. All of the neighborhood, right down to the names on each sign, should reflect the people who live in it. Chicago is all about neighborhoods, all about community. North Lawndale, a Black neighborhood on the west side, is one of those communities that evokes a sense of pride, and its largest park is named after a slaveholder. It may seem small, but names matter. Street names, school names, park names. They should reflect the racial and ethnic makeup of a community. I don't even know that I had thought necessarily critically about which Douglas is this park named after. It's in a predominantly Black neighborhood, so I might have assumed it was Frederick. This campaign started in my 5th grade classroom. At our school, students engage in a social activism curriculum. We call them grassroots campaigns. Each year, students decide what issues they would like to address. Douglas Park is named after Stephen Douglas, who owned slaves. We came up with what we thought would be a simple solution: add an S to rename it to abolitionist Frederick Douglass instead. You know we have a big day coming up on Wednesday. What are we doing on Wednesday?
Train takeover.
Everybody?
Train takeover.
Okay, so I brought up pictures of the station where we're going. What station are we going to?
Clark and Lake.
Clark and Lake. Here's a good one. Clark and Lake Blue Line. So let's see, let's try.
It was actually really fun. I enjoyed being in that class, and I wanted her to be my teacher for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, high school, everything. It was so fun. Like, you could go to her with anything, any problem that you had at home. That one teacher you could open up to about anything.
Right. We may experience some rejection, but I kind of want to save that and maybe talk about it tomorrow. I want us to get some practice in first. What if somebody is in a rush? Renaya.
Hi, my name is Renaya Thomas from Village Leadership Academy, and here's a link to our petition. We would love it if you sign it and read it or watch the video, and it gives you more information on it.
Love that. We're going to line up. You can go. With our campaign demands intact, our next step was to take our message out into the city and ask for petition signatures.
Who are we?
We are the 5th grade class at Village Leadership Academy.
Why are we here today?
To tell you about the injustice in our community. No park should be named after slaveholders, especially parks in Black neighborhoods. It's insulting.
We think the park should be named after Frederick Douglass because he was an
Abolitionist,
orator, feminist, and freedom fighter.
I remember when we started train takeovers, I didn't say much. I didn't, contact with people. I didn't pass out flyers or anything, and I was just standing there by Miss Jones with the flyers in my hand. I feel like I was a germaphobe of some type.
We need your support.
Rename Douglas Park. Click the link, sign, and share.
Add an essence for the men. Add an essence for the men.
I always fight to get my point across. If I still don't feel like it's right, I'm gonna keep going until I feel like it's fair. Definitely that type of person. There are a lot more people who fought for us to be where we are right now and are still fighting, and they don't get the recognition they deserve, in my opinion.
Everybody say thank you when people say thank you. So raise your hand if you think that this went worse than you expected. Raise your hand if this went better than you expected.
This went more than 2,000.
Tell me why. Can I have one person tell me why this was so much better than you expected? Okay. Zari.
People were actually signing the petition and being nice, because I thought some people was just gonna be mean and just reject us.
Half and half, yeah.
Like, there was this lady that she was just sitting down, and the train was late, I think, whatever. And so I asked her, and she said no, thank you.
It was kind of weird in the moment. You got to see the world through a different view. We did rejection circles to be comfortable with people saying no in different tones, because a lot of times we didn't want to just feel bad about ourselves or something like that and not want to continue.
VLA is different because they dedicate a whole class course and curriculum to fighting for what's right in our community. At my other schools, yeah, we talked about it. We maybe like ran over it in a history lesson or something, but we never really got in depth of what's going on and how we can make a change.
We all spend so many hours here. It becomes a family. It's really important to the administration here that no one here is just a teacher. The teachers are also organizers. I became an educator largely because I had no black teachers. From first grade until 12th grade, absolutely none. I educate black children because I want them to understand all of the systems that are around us and how they impact us and then how to dismantle them. That encompasses like social and emotional learning, being able to decide what you want, not being afraid to push back. I feel like I'm always resisting this internalization I have of structure and order. And one thing that I learned at VLA is that it's okay to let some of that go. It's okay to let young folks take the lead.
On our way to present in front of the Chicago Park District Board of Commissioners. How you feeling, David? Good. How you feeling right now? Excited and nervous.
Order, please. Good to see all.
Ultimately, the folks with the power to change the name was the 7 people on the Chicago Park District Board of Commissioners.
The board meetings, at one point, they were really boring. Just sitting there, hearing people present their case, I was sitting there like this, just rubbing my head. When it was our turn, I was so happy. I was just sitting there smiling.
It is insulting to have a park that I love and ride past each day named after a slaveholder like Stephen Douglas. We demand to be heard and our proposal to be placed on the board meeting agenda. We need answers and we need them now.
I know people didn't take us seriously. The first thing that they said to us was, y'all are so cute. I mean, I know it. I just didn't need to constantly hear it over and over again when I'm trying to tell you something serious.
And thank you, all students.
This is a nice campaign. Wonder what will happen to the next one.
Can't wait to see what next year's project's going to bring. Next, we'll hear a brief update on water fountains. It's the.
I was sitting there like this. I was like, did they hear anything I just said? At that moment, like once I heard that, I was like, I'm most definitely gonna keep doing this.
These young student activists want change.
And they're pushing to change the name of Chicago's Douglas Park.
Yeah, it is a small change, they say, but it'll make a big difference. The kids came here to the Thompson Center
and saying loud and clear to the Chicago Park District Board of Commissioners, they are not going away.
We are shocked and surprised that we have to be
For
here.
3 years, a core group of 20 students kept showing up. Even after leaving my 5th grade class, students made their case to the Park District numerous times.
They feel like they're getting the runaround from the Chicago Park District, and it does not appear that the Park District Commissioners have pushed this proposal forward at all. In fact, they have a meeting coming up on Wednesday. This is not on the agenda.
How could you deny cute kids who come to you with a clear presentation? It feels like in the grand narrative of how we frame black children, people can't decide what they want. We want to make them the enemy, you know, when everything is going wrong due to structural racism, right? But then at the same time, it's like we don't want to give them their due or their credit.
We've been fighting for 3 years. Like, all y'all gotta do is sign some papers, so I don't understand what the problem is, honestly.
2020. COVID hit. Really hard for black and brown communities. We witnessed the brutal murder of George Floyd, which was captured on film. People were tired of being stuck inside. The collective attitude was shifting towards reckoning with this country's legacy of racial injustice. I felt upset as a black woman. It's just understanding the ways in which people will go to great lengths to disrespect you, to disregard you. Did you hit everybody in the group chat to see if everybody's coming?
Yeah, everybody said they're gonna make it, and Zahir might be a few minutes late.
Okay. We need to talk about the fact that Stephen Douglas was a slave owner. Who wants to role play first and be a canvasser?
Thank you for your time. But just, you want to take this palm card? Yeah, thanks.
Y'all can swap. All right, Renee, you got this. Make sure you speak loud and proud. And action.
Did you know this park was named after Frederick Douglass? Stephen Douglas. Dang.
Okay, that's all right. I'm looking at you all. I've known you all a long time. Now, everybody here is also growing up. Yes, we're young people, but we have a message. We just know that historically, a lot of times, like, black women are left out of movements. But there's like whole teams of women that have been behind these people. Like, with Martin Luther King, you had Ella Baker, who was like leading grassroots movements, getting people out to vote. So our new demand for the Park District is Anna and Frederick Douglass Park. Zari, can you tell us just like a little bit more about what you read?
Did you know Anna Murray Douglass gave Frederick the idea of escaping as a free sailor? They borrowed a freedman's protection certificate from a friend, and Anna sold a sailor suit so he could make his way to New York by train. Most people probably knew of this escape, but what they didn't know was he got the idea and supplies from his free wife, Anna Murray Douglass.
Even though history overshadowed her, we will not. Today we change our demands. We want to change the name to Frederick and Anna Douglass Park. We will not contribute to the erasure of black women's contribution to history. We say her name today and every day, Anna Murray Douglass.
So why you didn't come home and tell me about Anna?
Who knows?
You know how I found out about Anna, Miss Jones?
She has come and just lit this fire in my baby. It's helping me to develop and learn how to effectively parent. To effectively parent, Zari.
I'm good. I want to give you an update. So Miss Pagan got here early, and she said that there's a Blue Lives Matter protest happening somewhere.
Yeah, I just saw it. We might could.
I just want to make sure that parents feel safe with their children going up.
I mean, I feel safe if you feel safe.
Excuse me.
The world, in a sense, is falling apart. People have been taking baby steps, but it's time to actually start taking bigger steps. And I think this is one of those ways that we can do something. For community activism and things like that, I think kids should understand what's going around in the world. There's a group of people who are across the street, and me and Dave are like, okay, let's go get them. We both talked to the people, and they're like, oh my God, we didn't know about it. They're like, that park right there? And I was like, yeah. Wow, I didn't really know the power of what we were doing. It was just something I did. And it just made me want to get everybody that was on the street, just pass them the flyer as much as possible.
The push to rename the 218-acre West Side Park is gaining support.
I will follow you guys.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we do need that.
This is awesome. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
I'm really excited about it. Thank you.
Y'all been doing some good work around that.
Yeah.
After a 45-day community discussion period, the board will make its decision.
These kids are not giving up. They got thousands of supporting signatures and canvassed all over North Lawndale. To put pressure on the Park District, they held a teach-in today at the Douglass Park Cultural Center.
This is what it looks like when you educate black children to love themselves, to understand systems of oppression. We appreciate all y'all coming out. We appreciate all of the support, and we really do ask you to continue to put pressure on these systems.
Did we ever find out who painted the anthem? No.
Many of the park signs have been changed by a rogue activist. Someone sneakily added an extra S.
We want it to be permanent. We don't want it to wash off. Like, we want it to stay there, like, forever.
Woo! You know, I'm here.
After ignoring us, the Park District finally added the park renaming to the agenda.
Hello. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
It wasn't lost on us that the acknowledgement after so much time coincided with the uprisings taking place in our city and all over the world.
Liberty and justice for all. On the agenda, under new business, a request to rename Stephen Douglass Park in honor of the Frederick Douglass family.
We are going to move into our next speaker, Zahir Bang.
We were clear that the community and the city at large knew the power of our work. The Park District Board held an emergency meeting where renaming Douglass Park was the only agenda item. The hard work of Village Leadership Academy students was never mentioned. For 3 years of hard work to go unmentioned felt like a slap in the face.
In the case of Stephen Douglas Park, this community has made its voice loud and clear.
This is sort of the tip of the spear as we move into park namings. The mayor has been very voiceful and supportive and created a committee to evaluate all park namings, all memorials, all statues in the city.
And I'll take a roll call vote for this momentous matter. Commissioner Koldyke.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Commissioner Helfand.
Aye with an exclamation point.
Commissioner Netsky.
Aye.
Commissioner Munoz.
Aye.
Vice President King.
Aye.
President Lavelle.
Aye.
Motion carried. The matter is adopted and the naming is official.
Congratulations. All right, at this time we'll go into closed session to consider various matters which are pursued.
Everybody, welcome to our Douglas Park official renaming celebration.
Change the Name campaign gets a way to open up and reflect about yourself.
During this summer, I've watched her grow in immense ways. Your confidence when you're speaking, your charisma.
I found out that I'm a very open person, that I do like to talk.
They say no, they give you an attitude no matter what age you are.
Zahir is an activist. Zahir is Black excellence. Zahir is Black power.
Everybody actually can see us for what we've really done. Because last year or years before, you would see them as, oh, this is a little project that's probably going to be over by the end of the year. But no, actually people are seeing that this is community activism at its highest. Even if it is young people doing this activism, activism is still activism.
Zari this summer has become my lead youth organizer. Zari is a clear communicator.
It just meant a lot for me to like start something and then finish it, especially something as big as this.
Over the course of this campaign, there were some 40 students who actively organized. I was able to see fifth graders, curious 10-year-olds just excited to make a change, develop into teenagers, grounded in an understanding of history, grassroots organizing, and their place in the world as young folks with real agency. It has a lot of magnitude, but they're 13 years old. This is not the biggest thing that anybody in this class is ever going to do, and I think that they have an understanding of that too. Kirk is gonna close us out today.
Hi. Fifth grade me was very excited to be involved in democracy and navigating the endless sea of bureaucratic red tape. I thought I was ready to face all the pressure of making a big change in the world. But to be honest, I wasn't. I wasn't ready for the challenges to come. I couldn't have done it. Without the hard work of the community, it took us, and it's gonna take a lot more after us. To stop this world from glorifying the immorality of history, remind them to remember past mistakes, not honor them. Remind them that you exist. Remind them of their painful past. Remind them that people woke up every day to simply beat us to death. Remind them that there are more of us to come. And never forget who we do it for. Rekia Boyd, Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, Stephon Clark, Eric Garner, Philando Castile. But I don't want anyone to forget the most important people this is for, us.
Yeah?
You see it fluttering there.
Oh, wow. I'm getting ready for our appointment. We have a 32-week scan and doctor's appointment today. So just get ready. I try to look somewhat put together for going to the doctor in general. I've just heard too many horror stories of not being taken seriously. If it's a new doctor, I usually mention that I'm a journalist and filmmaker, just in hopes that it makes a difference. I'm beyond excited to be pregnant. Yet, simultaneously fighting for space in my thoughts is the knowledge that I'm 3 times more likely to die of pregnancy-related causes than a white woman. I find this incredibly heavy. Too heavy to carry on my own. So I've decided not to.
The baby in 1 week.
I decided to find 2 other expectant Black mothers, perfect strangers, who are willing to go on this journey with me. On this journey to becoming mothers, we have to contend with the risks and fears along the way, while remembering to live in the deep joys and the magic in the mundane.
Love your hair.
Thanks. I can't see you yet.
Well, I'm not looking as cute as you.
Oh, there you are. Ooh, you got your faux locks done though.
Not yet. If you really pay attention, look, I haven't finished the top yet.
Oh, I can't tell.
So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling big. Like I feel like my belly is big. Hi.
Yes. Hey.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you ladies doing?
Good, good. Tamika meets Season. Season meets Tamika.
Thank you. Season, how are you?
Ready. That's all I'm going to tell everybody. I'm ready.
How are you feeling, Tamika?
I'm right there with you guys. Yeah, and I looked in the mirror today. I actually looked at my belly and looked at the profile. I'm like, oh my God, like what just happened? Like I can see the growth.
I am a mom of 3, 2 here, 1 on the way. I work full time. I work from home, which is good. I kind of wrote off the idea of having any more kids just because of my last experience with my daughter. After giving birth to her, had some complications. So with this pregnancy, knowing what happened before, I'm just trying my best to control the controllables. What would your role be in the room? Like, if you're in the room, I'm in labor, like, what are you doing?
My goal is to make sure you're good. I'm not tending to anyone else. I'm not responsible for the baby. My role is strictly to make sure that you're good. Like just being your advocate and your voice.
My doula happens to be my best friend. She's a mother of 5. She's a pro, I would say at this point. I'm so glad you decided to be a doula.
But I told you I found out from my grandmother that my great-grandmother was a doula. Where her mom would like disappear at like certain hours of the night and would say, you know, I'll be back in a couple of days.
What was her name?
Lord, Miss Bowley.
Yeah, and I wonder if it was like even safer for Black women to get it done by, you know, a Miss Bowley rather than going to like a hospital.
In slavery, a lot of the first people that helped white women have babies
were Black
women. We're the ones that birthed their babies. They made it out okay, right?
Call Miss Bowley, it's time.
All these your babies, Miss Mary?
Yes, these are all my babies. Delivered about 1,400.
I hope she latches though, because it's just so easy for me to breastfeed. I hope she does.
How long did you do it with AJ?
1 year and 8 months.
Wow.
Tamika doesn't really know that he's on the spectrum with autism.
and very high functioning. But it played a role in my extra long breastfeeding because one of his issues that I noticed when he turned 1 is he didn't want to eat. Hi. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Uh-oh.
But you didn't go up.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. You gotta give her a kiss. You gotta give her a kiss.
Give the baby a kiss. Oh, thank you. Now she's kicking. She said, I want to see my brother AJ. You're walking too fast. I am a certified child development specialist. I am a behavioral technician. I am a child care consultant. So my whole field is geared around children. Okay, so what color are we gonna use next? I think we need pink.
I think we need pink.
All right, give me.
And I thinking.
Am I thinking what you're thinking? Yeah, I'm thinking what you're thinking. He has these developmental issues that make him kind of odd. With all this going on with police officers killing African Americans, they don't have any education in mental health. Help me. My husband is 6'4", and my son is very big for his age. I want it only on the S. As he gets older, just say something happens and that's sensory to him that freaks him out, and then he starts acting in distress. Is someone gonna shoot him or do something to him because they think that he's angry instead of in distress because he has autism? What? I messed up your masterpiece?
You messed up my masterpiece.
These are professional.
That's a lot for a small toe.
Okay,
Okay,
all
right, go ahead. And then the big toe, you got a little, got a little overambitious with it.
Fine.
I knew telling my mom I was pregnant would be memorable. We got a cake that said, "Surprise, we're having a baby."
That's my mom right there.
What is it?
Oh my god. We have to watch her falling out again.
What is it?
It's like something pulled her down.
Until I got pregnant, I'd never really thought about what it means to grow a human inside of your body. This cluster of cells is now my baby with his little eyelashes and fingers and toes. I'm convinced that this is the closest thing to magic that we humans can do. But this magic feels so fragile sometimes. I keep coming across this concept called weathering. It's sort of the accumulated stress of racism that Black women experience, really from when they're in the womb, for the rest of their lives. It's a sort of stress that can distill down to a biological level. Sometimes that stress is visible in our cells. Dying in childbirth is one of the ways that this manifests. I have to wonder, is this happening in my cells, inside my body? The daily microaggressions, the shared trauma of seeing lifeless Black bodies, what is it doing to me? I prefer the other definition of the word weathering, which is to withstand, to come safely through, to survive. This I know we do every day. I do this every day. Traversing medical bias, racism, white supremacy, while clinging to the joy and love of knowing I'm bringing new life into this world, that is weathering.
Oh, babe, look. I think that's his face, right?
Lips. Oof.
Ooh, so cute. See what we can get. Oh my goodness, babe, look at that.
What is that?
That's a little baby face.
Could be in the
Oh my god.
The nose still developing, but it's not your nose.
You don't think so? He's so cute.
Still very much abstract, but that was a face on it.
Got a whole face.
It's a face on it. I don't expect the face to look like that.
I checked, like, parts of his brain, bladder, and everything was normal, thankfully.
Every time I have a normal scan or test result, it's a huge relief. I know it means I'm a little closer to safely delivering my baby. I also know that's never guaranteed.
When I was pregnant with my daughter, I would have these dizzy spells and episodes and near syncope where I'm almost passing out. It always came out of the blue. My heart would just start racing. My hearing, it would sound like I'm underwater. It happened again. Ended up in the ambulance. My blood pressure was off to the point where that's when I heard them turn on the sirens and they rushed to the hospital. But I don't even remember having any major follow-up meetings with, my healthcare team, my OBGYN office about those episodes. It wasn't good because those episodes, in my opinion, kind of were leading up to the big one, right? After the delivery of my daughter. One more push, she came all the way out. They put her on me. They're cleaning her off, get her to cry. I remember thinking, I can't breathe right. I need oxygen. I don't feel right. And my vision went first, and then the hearing, and then it was like someone turned off an old school television. My midwife, Miss Petway, stay with me, stay with me. My mom had her hand on my head. She was praying. I thought I was dying. And when I finally came to, 15 doctors surrounding my bed, all looking, everybody's perplexed. My mom, she's there, and she's like, my feet hurt. And I'm like, well, why does your feet hurt? She's like, I've been standing here for 4 hours. Even today, there's still no answer. As I'm doing my medical visits, that's what I bring it up during every conversation. What are you gonna do to mitigate this? Let's assume that there's a high chance this can happen again. The OBGYN that I met with today, she was just too fast talking, and we would talk about some things and she was like cutting me off while I'm talking. And like even acknowledging, I'm sorry to cut you off, but there's other things I want to discuss. And I'm just like, this appointment is about me. It's not you getting out everything you need to discuss in 15 minutes. You need to give me the time.
I can't remember how much cornstarch I used last time. I'm just guessing.
Well, remember, like to mix it with water.
Really? I do it one time and you reminded me literally every single time since. What kind of father are you gonna be? Like, on a day-to-day basis?
It's gonna be a lot of soliloquies.
Oh my God.
Whole lot of monologues. Like I can see that now.
Yeah, I know. There's gonna be a lot of eye contact between me and this child. Like, sorry, son, just gotta sit through this one.
Yeah. Conversations around all right, you have 2 jobs, right? One's to stay alive, one's to come back home.
How do you equip them with all the things to come home safe, but also how do you make them just a whole person who doesn't have to dim or minimize any parts of themselves?
Let the egg fall out and just kind of go back and forth, and then I don't try to break it. That wasn't the best.
I've gotten better, I let him skate to the plaza, for example. But before then, I would be calling him every 10 minutes. I would have him on a tracking device. If I know he's in a plaza and I heard sirens, I will pause and listen for what direction the sirens are going. I don't know if he's in a plaza and him and his friends are laughing too loud.
I made a rap regarding Black Lives Matter, and it was made right after the death of Ahmaud Arbery. Just the fact that thinking that could have been me, it's caused a lot of fear, kind of to just go outside.
The lives of Black women and their sons are precarious ones in this country. We weather, we endure, like our mothers and their mothers.
My grandmother took me around like 6th grade. I just cherished her for that in itself. I just knew that if it hadn't been from her, I may not have taken the life path that I had chose. She was the person who cared for my son all day until she was then sick. Then she got sick to the point where she couldn't do it anymore. My grandmother was in the delivery room when I had my son. She kept the spirit in the room very calm and low. So that it's an adjustment for me really right now because I'm pregnant again. And I feel like I need her.
Esti uminalish.
This actually doesn't make it look that big, I feel like.
ቅባት ትቀበያለሽ አይደል ወድሽ? ገና ነው ገና ወደ ታች አልወረደም።
No, he's still like up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you send me a picture, I feel like contraction in my belly. Believe me, sometimes.
When you see my belly?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you most excited about when you get here?
To see you pregnant. I saw you in the picture, but I want to see you and hold you. I wish to see all this because my mom never been me around when I get married. So that's my wish.
What's your biggest parenting advice?
I can see from all my kids, free. You grew free. I raised you guys free.
It hits me that she's never said that to me explicitly before, but had somehow managed to plant that seed in me a long time ago. Now here I am trying to do the same for my baby. May we all birth and raise free children.
That song feels good. Dear baby girl, you are one of life's best surprises. At first, I was worried that the surprise of you would overshadow my love for you, but that ship has sailed away and my love for you grows each day. You come from a line of charismatic, smart, witty, God-loving women, so I know you'll be in good hands. I look forward to teaching you how to leave a bit of light wherever you go. Love forever and always, Mom.
To my daughter who will be the first girl whose hair I get to braid, the first to share laughs and girl talk with, and the first little girl I get to nurture to be a woman of God. Love your mommy.
My son, you were created with so much love and hope. I want you to be free to explore the world as if it belongs to you. But if ever you're unsure or afraid, or the world outside does not affirm your beauty, just know you are perfect as you are. And all of the confirmation you need is already within you. You come from a line of people who love hard and fought for us to be where we are. I can't wait to meet you. Love, your mother.